Hi guys, and welcome to my Vanquish deck profile. I recently brought this to the Toronto Regionals and I went 7-2 with it. Unfortunately, I did not get top 8, which was kind of my main goal for going there, but I think I did decently well. My matchups I'll cover at the end of this video, and without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So starting off, obligatory Vanquish card, Fenrir, and Rise Heart. Can't really afford to not play this card. It's too good. It searches the fire attribute for Stake Your Soul, stuff like that, etc., and it's also attribute for Jialong. My only gripe with Fenrir is with the Fire King Snake Eye deck, this is not as great, and into other matchups, like a lot of times just Fenrir doesn't feel as hard hitting as in previous formats, which is just not that great. But 3 Raisin, 1 Mad Love, 1 Pantera, 2 Jialong. Let's just get into these really quick. I think Jialong you have to mandatory play at least 2 of. Runic is a deck, and even then, a lot of times you would like to search a second one out to push for games, stuff like that, in case one of these get banished. I never missed a second Mad Love, which is ironic because I did get this banished once, and I was like, man, I really wish I had a draw from Runic. But other than that, I think Mad Love at 1 is perfect. 2 just feels bricky a lot of times, so I don't want to play the second. Oh, and also, for the people who cut Pantera, I really don't know why. This never makes sense. You can make rank 4s with this card, and it's an attribute to search. I do understand maybe in previous formats cutting Pantera made a little sense, but I've never had a moment where it was like, yeah, cutting Pantera makes good sense here. 2 Caesar, 2 Borger. I had the first Thanks Santoli here. I used to actually play 1 Caesar, 2 Borger. Now I play 2 and 2. I never particularly missed the third Borger or third Caesar or 3 of 3, because when I get hit by Valor or Imperm, I never was explicitly like, wow, I can't win the game at any point, because I think my main deck list is consistent enough to push through like a scenario like that. However, one thing I will admit is that the problem with playing like third at this point is most people have some sort of understanding that hitting like the normal summon Raisin in Vanquish, unless it's with Ash Blossom, it's just really never worth it because you can get really hard punished by it, right? So just one thing to notice out for. However, at like a local event, I actually might just bump these up to 3 each, but unfortunately, I think this will be the last iteration of Vanquish I play for the foreseeable future because I won't be in the country for around 4 months. Next, 2 Durandal, 1 Rhoda. Durandal is a really good card. It's such a Raisin, not much else you need from it. Problem with Durandal though mostly is that into going second, if you equip this onto opponent's card, if that opponent's card can leave the field, this usually just gets like instantly reacted to, and you can't get the search with it. Rhoda is much better. Problem with Durandal also is that going first, it's not as great as you'd like, because a lot of times if you don't have an, you have to go normal summon a Vanquish card, then go Durandal equip onto it, which means you have to waste your Brock's effect to special summon Raisin a lot of the times, but still it's better than nothing. Although siding out into going first, I do side out both of these. Next, Stake Your Soul. This card, I love it. You could reveal Ash Blossom, sometimes School Spell. Pretty good card. Next, 3 Pot of Prosperity. You have to play it. It does conflict the Borger, but like most of the times, you just go everything in main phase, go battle phase, hit them for a bit, then Prosperity. A lot of times, Prosperity, if I use it first, just means my hand was really, really bad. So if you are trying to learn how to beat Vanquish Soul, they lead with Prosperity a lot of the times, and they're going second, it means your hand's not great. You might Ash it, but still Ash Raisin. Next, with Hand Traps, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Shifter, 3 Nib, 2 Ghost Bell, 3 Imperm. I do know that a lot of people do think Vanquish is a Saki deck. They play a hell lot of non-engine, right? But unfortunately for this format, you do have to play them. The MVPs today, though, have to be Ash Blossom. Just literally Ash Blossom. The rest of these, Ash Blossom and Shifter. But I actually didn't draw Shifter once into Fire King Snake Eye or Snake Eye in general. I only drew it into Runic. So shout out my friend that I played there. But yeah, I'm so sorry about shiftering you when you're playing your cool Runic pile. I'm sorry about that. Next, Nibiru didn't come up once. When I did draw it, I never actually got to use it. Ghost Spell was alright. Didn't play into Voiceless Voice, which was like a matchup I wanted to play into. And the 3 Imperm were just like meh, right? It did hit some stuff, which I do have to thank. I actually hit Cashier with it, But other than that, the Nibiru is still something good. I won't be teching it out. I do think I'll still keep it in, but no, not as great as I would have liked. In fact, a lot of times into a lot of the matchups I played today going second, I would side out both Shifter and Nibiru because I knew if I wanted to go first, actually having access to Grave is not bad. Next, the two Vanquish spell traps you play in the main, Continue and Snow Devil. Continue sucks a lot because if you go Shifter, Continue is a dead card, but you still have to play it because a lot of the time with fringe scenarios, you do need the one-of it. Snow Devil is still extremely good, but into Branded, which I did play, shout out my friend, shout out, no, sorry, what was his name? Oh yeah, shout out my friend Charlie. I'm so sorry that I talk so much in our game, but you know, I did not know Branded opening had a card effect negation, so Snow Devil is not that great into them. Next, moving on to the extra. Extra deck is pretty much the same. 3 Rock, 1 Hida, 1 Phoenix. Hida was pretty insane, actually. I stole Flamberge Dragon a lot from the opponent's grave to take. This card also searches Raisin. 3 Rock makes sense. Shouldn't be playing 2 of this. I know, like, technically speaking, you could play 2. I actually sometimes wish I did, but in, like, the 1 out of, like, every 10 games where you do need a third, you'd never really be like, wow, I don't have it. This sucks. Phoenix, he still had to play. Outs a lot of stuff. Helped me out Birth a lot. A lot of people were on Kashtira. Hida is still Hida, although in my list I don't play SP, not because I can't afford it now, it's because I don't think SP was as great as I would have liked, mostly because I didn't have a Clara and Rushka, so I couldn't really make SP as much effectively. Next, the rank 4s, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Baguska, 1 Dempsey, 1 Dugaris. This used to be an Underworld in its spot, but I was talking to a friend about it the day before. Dugaris actually makes a lot more sense because you can make more rank 4s and it wastes less bodies. And if you just go Dugaris detach, go make, like, let's say a Caesar to, like, what was it? Oh yeah, Caesar level, no, it's not level. Caesar attack to 6k. Usually that outs any towers in the game. I did not play into any Raid Raptors, which kind of sucks because I would like some testing into it. But in theory, this outs any towers by itself. And at the point where you'd have 4 materials or Underworld, you can make this instead and waste less materials in the long run. Dempsey, last regionals, this came up so much. Dempsey, I still like to have. It searches really good. It searches cards that I would most of the time need. So this is still really good. Always love Dempsey. Searches Raisin. What else I need? Baguska, used it into Flu. I played 1 Flu. Actually, yeah, I played 1 Flu yesterday, and he Feather Stormed me twice, so Baguska was really nice. Got me to stall. Next, in Tornado Dragon. Tornado Dragon, in theory, is really good into... What is it called? Tornado Dragon is really good into Voiceless Voice. Didn't come up because I didn't play any, but in theory, it's really nice. Abyss Dweller, I wanted this to play into, like, the random fringe tier element, but I ended up using this into Charlie, into the Branded matchup. Actually saved my life, so loved Abyss Dweller. If you have an ulti, please tell me. I'm trying to buy one. Next, the Zodiac package. Didn't come up, but in theory, it's still good, so I leave it in. Zodiac Borbo, Zodiac Chak9. Actually, never mind. I did summon this, but it was into Dynamorphia, and I lost that matchup because I literally couldn't do anything. I didn't draw any non-engine, and 1 Typhon, 1 Zeus. Typhon didn't come up, Zeus didn't come off, but in theory, they're good to have. Actually, a lot of times today, I just beat them with main deck engine. And then lastly, the Barone. Barone, however, did come up, where I went Kashtira Fenrir and Ghost Bell make Barone into one of the Snake Eyes opponents. And because we were in, like, a really, like, equal game state at that point, this single-handedly won me the game because I was able to go and negate their top deck, which is a Bonfire, and then I was able to pop, like, one of their back row, which was an Imperm, went Fenrir next turn and standby, and then I was able to just win from there. Next, side deck. I really like this side deck. Shout out Derek for letting me borrow his cards. Next, I have 3 Phantasme. Phantasme was so good into Snake Eye, into a lot of the decks, even into Kashtira, because I was able to know that they're playing the the Draco Sackling Spider version. Phantasme saved me a lot, draws really high efficiency cards, and I was thinking about playing the Rescue Ace package because I was, like, a little degenerate, but this was definitely better because you can still shifter people under it, and this doesn't conflict with many hand traps. honestly, Phantasme, I think a lot of people were saying was bad at one point into Snake Eye Fire King, but without Snake Eye Fire King, this is a really, really good card. Although one thing I do have a gripe about this with is when it prevents targeting, it's like not as good. If this had a different effect that had like more impact, it might be better, but then it may be broken. The Bestial package, I used Druid Swarm once. It was like all right, but in my personal opinion, I should have went Bestial, like just Magnemite. Although these were nice in theory, it's really because I didn't play into Voiceless Voice. This was mostly for that matchup, but unfortunately did not play it, but I still liked it there. Next, 2 talents in the side. I was talking a lot with a lot of people about this, and the main reason why I decided not to play talents in the main was because I had this theory that by the time I'd like be using talents on my turn, it's not enough of like a board breaker to like be useful. And in terms of hand traps, right? Because I go shifter a lot of times in draw phase or like in response, like prosperity shifter, right? Talents will not be live because I actually screw up a lot of the hand traps in the format, Droll, Veiler, stuff like that. So this, however, was really, really good going second. And because once I knew what what deck they were playing, or even if they were playing hand traps, this became super, super good. If I got imperm, stuff like that. In fact, ironically enough, though, I usually use this card to draw, which saved me a lot of games. So yeah, definitely like this card. I would have loved to draw this more in Dynamorphia against Dynamorphia. 1 Dust Devil, 3 Cyclone, 1 Duster. Cyclone was MVP. I used this to hit Fire King Island. I used it to hit Birth. I love this card. I didn't play into the Labyrinth, but oh yeah, and I also used Cyclone to hit Anti-Spell. Used it to hit Summon Limit. So I love this card. If I could play more Cyclone, I would have. Dust Devil was into Kashtira, very good into the matchup. Did come up multiple times. Dester, actually, I didn't get to see once, so I can't really speak to how good this is, but in theory, this is still a really good card. Also, I didn't side it in a lot because I was scared, because if they go anti-spell in the draw, this is just a dead card in hand, so unfortunately did not do that. And lastly, yeah, my degenerate tech card of the format, anti-spell. I can't say I was a good person playing this, but it was pretty funny, so yeah. Anyways, so thank you for watching my deck profile. Really quickly, I'll go over my matchups. For round 1, I played into Fire King Snake Eyes. I won that one 2-0. Next matchup, I played into Kashtira Snake Eyes. Lost that one because I got punished by him using 3 forbidden droplets on me. That was really, really fun because I played it on the second one, but not the third. So I guess my bad. Third round, I played into Dynamorphia, so I started off the day X2. Yeah, that was really cool. So then I was X2. Thankfully, my friends told me not to drop it and play, so I went and played. So next game after that, if I remember correctly, was... What was my next game after that? Dynamorphia. Oh, I played into Flunderies, beat him. Then I played into Orcus, Bestial, Runic, beat him as well. Then Snake Eye, then Branded, then Snake Eye. Then my last game was Kashtira. So thank you for watching my deck profile, and I hope you have a nice day.